Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's AJ Writes Crypto, and welcome to my second channel, Trade Crypto Today. The object of this show is to show you one singular trading chart, one trading idea that you could replicate on your chart and make money trading crypto. In my Andrew Tate interview earlier this week, he gave me two altcoin picks: Chainlink, which we covered on the show yesterday, and second, Hype. Hype is a decentralized derivatives exchange. Unlike, this channel is sponsored by Bitunix, or you might use Coinbase or whatever, but those are kind of more centralized exchanges, where a DEX is a decentralized exchange. And obviously people want to be able to trade perpetuals on decentralized exchanges, hence the necessity for something like Hype, and hence why it has rose to prominence so quickly. I mean, in April this year, this coin was trading around $10 on April 6th, currently sitting at $54. CoinMarketCap has it listed at number 11 by market cap, a coin that has about come out of nowhere, almost broke into the top 10, and has pumped, almost 1,600% in its existence. That's absolutely insane. A couple things yell at me immediately with this project. It is a new project, so I look at tokenomics. There's 1 billion max supply, with 1/3 of that 333.92 million Hype in circulation. If you take a look over at the tokenomics or token metrics, you will see that, right here, kind of starting November 25 into 26 is when the chart starts to pick up, and more will, from the future emissions and community rewards, those tokens will begin to unlock, and the supply of this token will inflate. By January 27, there will be 521 million unlocked, where right now there's only 333 million unlocked. So this thing is going to run into a token issue, an inflation issue, pretty soon. So I think when you look at the trading chart and you see, oh wow, this thing has only gone up and to the right, there's a reason for that. I mean, even right here, we're looking at 500% gains in the past 167 days. That's absolutely insane. So we also can kind of immediately kind of see the rising wedge here. We're putting in higher lows, higher lows. But it's not a straight up and down parallel up channel. The wedge is beginning to form. The walls are kind of beginning to close in up there to the right. All right, so a couple things that yell at me immediately when I look at this daily chart. First of all, is this support resistance level here at $36. We can kind of determine that this level has been fought over several times and might come back into the picture at some point if this thing loses the second most important support resistance level at $50.53. Obviously, it was rejected right here, and since it has got above that, that kind of becomes I wouldn't necessarily go short at that level. I would want to break down out of the wedge for a safer it's a safer trade to break down than to lose support resistance. But when you zoom in on the daily chart here, you can see, pretty obvious bearish divergence on market Cipher B, where we have anchor wave, trigger wave, momentum pushing this way, when the price action put in a higher high. So the momentum is separate, is diverging, and that is a bearish signal. Also, the point of control on the visible range volume profile is all the way down here, kind of in the heart of this range between $50.53 and $36, which is like the main support resistance levels that I'm looking at. So when the point of control, aka where the most amount of volume or money sits on the chart, when the point of control is 18% below the current price action, and we have a bearish divergence on the daily with a red dot on market Cipher. I mean, even for the sake of argument, let's look at the dual band strength index. Yeah, on market Cipher, we have a 15 negative 5 on the dual band strength index, indicate where any number above a 14 is a strong degree of certainty, indicating that this thing is likely to come on down the hill a little bit here, maybe lose support resistance at $50. This is a big alarm for me. If you wanted to even get a little bit more fancy, zoom in here on the 2 hour and what we're looking for. So we already have closed below the 50 EMA on the 2-hour. I don't have the 200 EMA turned on. Let me turn that on really quickly because I turned it off making a point in my Chainlink video yesterday. Okay, so we're about to test the 200, but we're below the 50. And this has happened before. So if you want to get fancy here, obviously you have support resistance right here as well. This amount of money is $52.14. So that will be 52.14. All right. So what's up with this level is that, see right here how there's a volume spike on the visible range volume profile. Then there's a big gap, and then the point of control that I was talking about down here. This is called a low volume node. And considering that the price of hype bounced at this support resistance level at $52 and some change here, if this alarm went off, obviously on the 2-hour chart, the price action would have already closed underneath the 200 EMA, which would, equate to some bearish price action. Even look back here, once it closed under the 200 EMA, the next 3 days we went down 6%. So we can kind of already look at that low volume node as, as maybe a target, and maybe use 52.14 here as a short alarm. And your first target at $50 would be about 3% trade, and then coming down the point of control, like I said, about 18% down from there. So there are my main alarms here for hype. And of course, you have to look at both sides of the fence. If it comes back up to 57, react to that alarm and then target the all-time high at 59. And then if you were to target that trade, it would be a 4% move to the upside. So basically the way we're looking at this is, I don't care what happens in the middle here. I am reacting to the break of either alarm, and either of the two alarms, and I have targets for each side. But given the bearish divergence, given the point of control, given the low volume node, all signs are kind of pointing that this thing has pumped since April. It's time to come back down to reality, especially as the tokenomics situation, the gravity of the tokenomics situation becomes a little bit more clear here for hype. So I'm not saying I'm not bullish on the project. I'm not saying it can't do well in the bull run. It has already done very well, but I do think that there will be more short trade opportunities for this chart here coming up in the near future. The last thing I want to talk about here very quickly, this hype here is available to trade on Bitunix. If you want to, I do all my crypto trading on Bitunix. Click the link down below, get yourself signed up. If you want more Telegram setups like this one, I just posted a bunch of other things in my Telegram group. If you want to sign up for the Telegram group, send an email to ajalphagroup@gmail.com. But the battle of the decentralized exchanges, the battle of the dexes is on, because hype is on Bitunix. But look at this coin, ASTER, ASTER. It has more trading volume than Dogecoin, XRP, and BNB. It's up 82% in the past day. It is brand new to Bitunix, but this is a similar to hype. It is it's a DEX, and it is rising to prominence and has nothing but trading volume. And when we target volume, we're targeting volatility. That's why both of those words start with the letters VOL. All right. So if you want to set up for ASTER, make sure you sign up for my Telegram group, because it's already there waiting for you. Tune in tomorrow for another chart idea, another trade idea. We also will do some episodes where we go back and look at the ideas we already gave. So stay tuned for those as well. Also, if you want all my NFL picks, my F1 picks, my baseball picks, for this week, I just put out no sweat bets on the main channel at AJ Writes Crypto. Last week, we called 11 NFL games, and we're correct about 10. So maybe we're onto something here in the Polymarket world, but we kind of do it all over here. That's why we have this channel, to strictly do technical analysis on, because TA is my passion. It's what got me into crypto. It's what got me into trading, and it's what has made me my money. So follow along. Replicate my success. That's the point of this channel. I appreciate you guys. Smash the like button. This is a new channel. Please subscribe. I really appreciate it. Have a safe rest of your day. Get rich, get wrecked, and make sure you trade crypto today. Later.